Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard the Norwegian Encore here on this Friday, October 1st, 2021. And I am going to do a special about this particular ship on Norwegian, not in general, but about the Encore. And we sailed from Seattle, Washington, and we left on Saturday, September 25th. And we are returning tomorrow to Seattle on October 2nd, 2021. And we actually stopped three times, generally actually. And it's the Alaskan cruise adventure going from, like I say, from Seattle. We stopped at Icy Strait Point on Monday. So how it goes is you start on Saturday the 25th, and your ship leaves about 5 p.m. and you sail all day Saturday and you sail all day Monday. And then you arrive at Icy Point for this particular tour, and you arrive there about 7 or 8 a.m. and you have about 8 or 9 hours to go around to an excursion or to go buy souvenirs, whatever you want to do. Now, this particular video, I just found out this phone of mine does not pause. I don't know what kind of phone I have. It's an iPhone, but it doesn't pause. So I'm gonna have to go straight through. I'm gonna be getting on elevators, going from deck to deck. And so I'm just, like I said, I'm just going to give you an overall view of the Norwegian Encore. Now this is I won't even call it a ship. This is something else. This is some kind of a man-made phenomenon. I mean, this is by far the best ship I've seen. I've only been on 2 cruises, so I know what you're saying. Like, well, how do you know? But I've talked to people, and I've shared stories that people have. But this particular vessel is something to behold. It first came into service in 2019, and then the pandemic hit, and then it shut down. So as I'm speaking as of this particular day, it hasn't really sailed that much, maybe 4 months at the most. So probably about maybe, I don't know, maybe about 10 voyages or something like that. But anyway, this is a model of the ship. And I'm starting out on the observation deck, which has become my favorite deck on the ship, number 15, and I will take you through there. But on the observation deck, number 15, they have a model of the ship, and you can see just some amenities on the ship, not even inside, just outside. Just like most ships, they're gonna have a top deck. They have a swimming pool, a couple of water slides. Now this particular water slide, as you can see, let me turn it this particular way, it actually protrudes out into the ocean. So as you're going down it. So that's something to behold. Of course, it's gonna have a big movie screen, like I say, a deck pool or 2, a couple of slides and everything like that. This is something unique. It has an actual race car track and on top of the ship. So it's actually, like I said, it's something that, it's really something special. I don't think any ship has this. It also has a laser show or laser type game that you can play where you're going through obstacles and you're going through different methods like that. So I'm gonna swing on around here to the other side here, and you can see there's more rooms here. The rooms are really great. I'm gonna get to that later. Here's actually the slide that protrudes out into the ocean. So it's actually you see this part right here, this tube, it's a clear tube, so you can actually see the ocean as you're going through the tube out and back into the boat and into a pool. No thanks. El Paso for me on that one. And I do not want to be stuck in that clear part for some way, like if I have on some shorts or something that does not slide smoothly. I do not want to get stuck on this clear part where I'm over the sea. No thanks. I passed on that one, but it's actually still a beautiful sight. So pretty much that is the outside and the model of the Norwegian Encore. Like I say, it is a some, it is something to behold. And if you want to go on the Alaskan cruise, I know you've heard much about it. I would suggest that you try to book on the Encore. Now, I do understand that the Encore will be going down to Florida probably for the spring, early years in 2022. So it's going to make a couple of more trips back up from Seattle to Alaska, and then it's going to actually sail down to Florida and begin a Caribbean tour down there. I don't know for how long, but I'm quite sure at some point in 2022, it will be back up here in the Pacific Northwest for service from Seattle to points in Alaska. Now, you know, when the video first came on, I had this shot of the observation deck. It is on deck number 15, and it has become my favorite deck on board. I'm gonna take you around and show you some amenities of the observation lounge. And like I said, once I came up here, the first day I got on the ship, it was just like heaven. It was quiet. They have little things that I'm going to show you. And this is it's like peace and serenity here. And a lot of passengers and crew. I bet a lot of times the crew, when they get time off, they'll come up here because, like I said, it is very, very peaceful. Now, while I'm here on the observation deck, it's just cruising back. I'm just going to show you a shot of the water as we're going. It's kind of strange on a ship where I'm on the 15th deck here, and it looks slower, that you're moving slower than you do if you're like on the more bottom decks, like deck 6 and deck 5, and it really looks like you're moving. But this is how it looks. Like I said, we're heading back south to Seattle. We have about, I would say about 12, 13, 14 more hours on sea before we pull back into Seattle. I do want to say that, excuse the, my voice. I did catch a cold, and somewhat of a cold, but I drank so much tea and I fought it off a little bit. Drank a lot of orange juice, and I still have some effects of it, but I'm trying to fight it off. It's not a full-blown cold or anything like that, but I did my best, and I'm enjoying my last day on the Encore. So here we go in through the observation deck, and I'm going to show you some amenities. Always nice, good sinks where you can wash your hands, keep your hands clean and sanitize and whatnot. They always have plenty of soap, plenty of water. That's just one deck right here. So as I come down here, you're going to see, I think there's like 4 stations on this floor, like little snacks that you can get. Water, ice, lemon, you can get your juices here. And this is all complimentary. You don't even have to show your room card or your seat card. You just pick a cup and a glass or whatever, put some ice in it or some water for that. Now, I will say there is a rule here that is implemented, that you can bring a water bottle on board, and you can fill your water bottle up, but not directly from this water dispenser into your water jug. It is recommended that you grab one of these glasses here, and that you put the water and ice in there and your lemon or whatever, and then you transfer it to your water bottle for COVID reasons, safety reasons, sanitary reasons and whatnot. So remember, bring your water bottle, but fill it up with a glass first. Here's your coffee and tea dispensers here. You got your decaf, regular coffee, your hot water for tea, your coffee cups, your tea, all this stuff, right? Here's this kind of thing that is really good. They have a lot of little nice light, right here, Spanish basil and red onion quiche, and little things like that. You have buffalo mozzarella and arugula, things like that. You have like tuna sandwiches, chicken stuffed sandwiches, and croissants, fruits, apples, and stuff like that. Once again, you don't have to show anything for that. You just grab a plate, grab your napkin and your utensils, which are right here, and you just go and just fill up, and you just kind of go and you grab you a seat over here. Most people, especially when they first get on the cruise, they're very, the water is such a fascinating thing. So everybody's going to get a window, and everybody's going to get, it's kind of going to be hard to get seats here. But like I said, this is once the cruise starts and people see enough of the water, you're going to see the window seats open more. But like I said, this is part of the observation lounge on deck 15. As I continue to walk through, you'll see passengers doing whatever they want to do. They're playing games, cards, reading. This is a fascinating deck on board here, and it is well put together and very contemporary, and we got a lot of nice decor here, a lot of artwork, plenty of restrooms here. The deck, obviously, it goes in a circle, and so a lot of times when you can go out of either south side or the north side, and you'll find your way back to the point that you started. So you don't have to get off at one particular door or exit, and you can still just make a circle. Here's the bar that's here, and from what I understand, it's open 24 hours, and they always, most time, they have a music here, someone playing, because it's like I say, it's a really like a quiet, cerebral type of deck. The person playing here, her name is Alexa, and that's what she goes by, and I'm gonna try to get a close-up of her. She plays, she's been playing on different decks every night. She's really good. She plays jazz, she sings, she does all kind of things. She's in the blue right here, and like I say, she's really entertaining, and this is kind of what one thing to get on here. I think it's kind of, you might see a little haze because it is a cloudy, foggy day as we head back to Seattle. But I just kind of wanted to let you all see what else goes on here. Most people, a lot of people, they just sit by this is the very front of the vessel, where you can see as we're going forward. It's almost like you're operating the ship. That's where people have to go and do whatever they want to do. They're here, and so I'm gonna plop a spot right here just for a second so you can see what people are looking at. So a lot of people like to see as the ship comes into port. They say it's a beautiful thing, so they do all that, and that's kind of the thing. Here's some friends that I met yesterday on an excursion, and they've made their way up to the observation deck, and they're going to, how y'all doing?
Hey.
Good.
How's it going?
All right, going to the end of a cruise. I'm just making a little video vlog for YouTube, just talk about the ship. I'm put it up. So yeah, just making it happen.
All right.
Yeah, okay. So if I don't see you all, you'll have a good time.
You too.
All right, and y'all take care.
See you now.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Oh, I almost hit a, so this is kind of like my favorite. This has been my favorite spot on my favorite deck. And this is like a little marble table. It's not really a table, but a little marble counter that I've actually pulled up a chair to, and have my snacks and whatever and drinks and stuff. And like I say, it's right smack dab in the middle of the ship. So and like I said, a lot of people have come up here and even joined me here because they say they think it's a really cool spot. So as we pass the back of Alexa, as I let another passenger come by. So this is actually the starboard side of the ship and the starboard side of the observation lounge. For those of you who are not familiar with ship terms, the starboard side is the right side, and the port side is the left side. So as you can see, I've made myself all the way on the other side of the observation lounge. As you can see, here's another station to get things to eat. Most of the stations here, I think there's 4 of them up here, they have the same thing. So it's nothing really different. So, you're not gonna go to one station and get something different. They're pretty much all standard when they do it. So you're not really missing out on anything. So you don't have to go running around seeing what other stations have, because they pretty much have the same thing. So continuing on. Like I said, I just found out this particular phone does not have a pause, so it's not going to be edited and paused. It's just have to go straight through with it. So it may be kind of lengthy, but I'm going to try to get through it, through it without any, with a whole lot of pain. Once again, leaving out of here now. This is actually the fourth meal area, and this, like I said, this is a very, it's very, very well put together. And I want to say before I forget that the hospitality, like on any ship, I've been on another ship line, another cruise line before, and the hospitality and the customer service is absolutely out of this world. But it's, I don't know, this one is a little different. I mean, they were very, very, just sometimes, and I mean, it's a bad thing to say over nice or just way over the top, but I mean, it's like everyone speaks to you, and even if they're not, serving you, they're really just kind of like making sure you're okay, and they're just taking care of you, and it's just amazing. It's just hard to fathom that anything can be a little more, can top this particular service that I received here on the Encore and Norwegian cruise line. So I'm going to show you the map here real quick. Just to show you, this is on every elevator. There are technically 15 decks. You start at deck 4 when you board the vessel, and when you go on your excursions, you're going to get off on deck 4. And anywhere you go, you want to make sure that you, if you get to the elevator, you don't really know. They got everything's listed, exactly where you want to go. Now, I will say what you should do. This is absolutely a must. It will make your life a whole lot easier. Is before you come to the cruise, download the Norwegian app on your phone, the NCL app, and you do not have to purchase the onboard package, the internet package, unless you want to, because what you need to do is just basically want to be able to get around and know where shows are, entertainments, and it's right at your phone instead of now they deliver an itinerary to your room every single night for the next day, and it has all that information. But for you millennials and people who like to use their phone like I do, just go ahead and just download that NCL app, and you'll have it at your fingertips. Show times, you can buy stuff on there that shows all your expenses and everything like that. So that's how that goes. Now I'm going to board an elevator and go up to another level, another deck, so I can show you. But once again, I'm gonna be able to stop, so you have to bear with me inside the elevator. I'm gonna try to find one that's unoccupied, so people don't feel like that they need to be so quiet. Here I come. So I'm going to go up to deck 16 and show you what's there. There are some elevators, like one side goes from deck 4 to 17 and one from 4 to 18. That's not a big deal to where you need to know, but for most of the time, most people are not going to use those particular decks anyway. Now, I did mention that I have somewhat of a cold, and I was not going to show you the outside because it is very, very windy. We're having spot showers here and there, but since I'm here, I'm not going to go out here far, but this is the outdoor deck, and it's like every other cruise ship. I mean, as nice as this cruise ship is, I'm quite sure that the only thing that's different is maybe the water slide that protrudes over the sea, and then the race car track, and then the laser show up there. But basically, swimming pools, seats, bars, big movie screens like this, that's kind of standard. So I don't think that's a big deal. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time out here and catch my cold. I'm going to go back inside and show you some amenities of floor 16. Now, floor 16, depending on what you do, is probably going to be, as far as eating, breakfast, lunch, and dinner is probably going to be the floor where you spend the most time on. The garden cafe is on deck 16, and you can see it right here. And when you get in, it's like a buffet, and they have everything up here from Indian food to, you know, salad bars, you name them. Any kind of food you think, burgers, fries, tacos, chicken, roast beef. Every time you come in, you're gonna come on one of these nice ladies here. They're gonna say, washi, washi, washi. Say, healthy, healthy. You're gonna have to wash your hands here when you come inside here. Washi, washi, healthy, healthy.
So you're lunchy, yummy, yummy.
Right. So, like I said, everything's here. Most people are gonna be here. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner if you want to. So I'm gonna just take you through here and show you I'm gonna zoom through here. Your burger bar, French fries, fast food, things like that. Salad bar, pizza bar, Italian pasta. I even have a bar up here as well. You have a bar here. Here's something interesting. You have a wine dispenser. It's a wine station. So all you have to do, they have prices here. So all you do is you stick your card in, and if you want like a glass or a bottle, whatever, you stick your card in. If it's a glass, you stick your glass under here, and then that spout, and then your wine will come out, and it charges to your room, like every other cruise. So you're not really spending any cash or even using your credit card on board here. Here's a Starbucks coffee dispensary. Now, there is a full Starbucks store on board. It is on deck 6, and that is something that is not included in your cruise package. It is not included. That is a upgrade. I guess Starbucks is a different company. They're not matched with the sponsors of Norwegian, so they want to be on the ship, and I guess you have to pay extra for that. But here, you know, once again, you have to tap your card, and it's going to charge to your room if you want Starbucks. If you don't want Starbucks, I can tell you that the coffee in the restaurants is really just as potent, just as strong. So, you know, you'll be good with that too. Here's a fruit and dessert bar here. And I think you get the idea here. You know, this is everything like any other cruise ship. I don't think anything is different than just, you know, this is like the main, like I said, the main eatery, the buffet. So you can get anything you want to. Like I said, the views are very, very good. Most people like to sit by the water, but if you've been on a cruise ship for 6 days and you may be getting a little queasy, you know, you may want to sit away from the water, but this is the deck where people are eating. This is just one side. Okay, so I'm going to continue out of here, and I am going to try another part of the ship. Good food though, but I would always suggest that, just like any buffet, like, you know, if you're very picky, you know, some people are more picky than others. What I would do is I would just make sure that, you know, when you come up to a server, that you get the most fresh serving, you know. And if it's been sitting there, like, you know, it's okay. If it's been sitting there like bread or something like that, you may not want it. It may get hard, and you know, like I said, you might want something a little more fresh. So as I walk around, and to be honest with you, right here where I'm at now, I've never been to this part of the dining facility. I've always chose one particular area to eat in, and that's where I've eaten. So I kind of got a little turned around, so bear with me as I take you out of deck 16, the main deck here. It is massive, by the way, and like I said, you can eat here for days. And I never thought that I would see the day. There's no one in the world who loves food more than me. No one. And I never thought I'd see the day when I literally became sick of food, at least to the point to where I'm just do not want to see food right now. I've just been eating ever since I got on the ship, and I am just now done. I do have a special meal packet dinner tonight. So I'm going to obviously take advantage of that. You probably know what that is. I mean, I'm not telling, cruisers that are veterans who don't know, but for sure you can. Thank you. See you later.
Have a nice day. Thank you.
All right. So I'm gonna go here over to, now the spa is on this floor here. Well, there was on the marquee, and then all of a sudden it kind of went away. But they have a spa here on floor 16. Now, the spa is, it's kind of a separate deal. I think when you book something or you use something at the spa, it's not even, you don't even use your C card or your room card. They take your room number and they kind of take it off the card that's there, but it doesn't show up on your particular, your particular account. So now let me find it, because I know it's on this particular floor or a particular deck. I keep saying floor like I'm in a hotel, but it's actually a deck. So where is the spa? Is it on 17? Maybe it's on 17. Anyway, I was going up to 17 anyway. And let's see. Yep, there it is. The spa is actually on 16, like I thought. So it disappeared? No, it didn't. Okay, so what it might be is probably at the other end of the ship. That's where it is. So I'm going to go ahead and pass on that. Now, the spa, it's very, I can just say this is very pricey. And, except if it's for a birthday or an anniversary or something like that, that might be more feasible. But it is something you have to think about if you want to use the spa. So I'm not going to go up to floor 19 and 20. It's the Vibe Beach Club. It's an upgrade. It's really, if you want, top service, kind of like, elite company and whatnot. And it's just one big area inside. And I'm quite sure it's absolutely great, but it's not something that, most people would want to indulge in. So I'm just going to kind of stick with the things that the majority of people looking here or listening here might want to take. Right. So let's see where I want to go now. I think I want to go down to maybe floor number, let's say probably, I will tell you this too while I'm here. On floor 6, the atrium, that's where most of the shows are. You're going to probably spend most of your time when it comes to shows and entertainment at the atrium. They have everything from music, duets, contests, game shows, trivia, Pictionary, all that kind of good stuff. It's inside at the atrium. It's not where you go into a little facility like the other ones. You kind of just pull a chair up. They have regular chairs, sofas, and things, place for your drinks and whatnot. But like I said, you're going to be spending a lot of time in the atrium. So I'll take you down to there, and that's probably where I will end this video at the 6th floor. But in the meantime, I do want to take you by the specialty restaurants that they have, and like the specialty restaurants like Cagney Steakhouse, and you have what is another specialty is I think it's on deck 6. Oh, the Tapayanki is a specialty. It's kind of like Benihana's, if you all know what Benihana's is. And the Q Texas Smokehouse right there is a specialty restaurant, so that's an upgrade. When you buy the specialty restaurants or the specialty dining, you have to buy for at least 2 nights, and they're like $99 a night, $100, or I should say for the whole trip. So if you want to buy 2, it's $100, and that is a person. So what else I can say while I'm waiting for the elevator to go down to the 8th floor? I would also say that, the drink packages, obviously that's something where, you know, you have to decide what you're going to do. Now, I will say this, that if you're traveling with more than, let's say you're traveling with someone and it's two of you and you decide to get the drink package, you have to get for both and not just one. So that's something, and it's like I said, you can look that up yourself and see how that fits your budget. So on here now, so they have like little entertainment, tell you little things. Oh, there's another thing too. There's a show here called Kinky Boots, and it was a New York Broadway play at one time, for what I understand. I was skeptical about going to see it for various reasons, but I'm telling you, if you get a chance to go see Kinky Boots on the ship, it's a complimentary show. You don't have to pay a thing, and it is absolutely a great, wonderful show. So as I stroll through floor 8, here's a Giants, San Francisco Giants fan. Go Giants!
Hey.
All right. The Cavern Club is a club to where it's a lot of entertainment goes on here. It's complimentary. You can come in here and there's comedy shows in here and whatnot, and you know, bar, typical bar food, little you know, snacks and whatnot. So that's pretty good. There's another bar here. The whiskey bar, the whiskey bar is called. So the ambiance here is really, really cool, really, really quiet, and really adult-like. Now I will say this about this particular cruise while I'm thinking about it. The Alaskan cruise that I'm on right here, it is definitely a older adult cruise. This cruise here is not like Carnival. You're not gonna have a bunch of 20s and 30-year-olds here. This is a cruise that is basically, I would say, mainly 55 and up, because you know it's not like you're going to the Caribbean where you land out on the beach with a Mai Tai or anything like that. You're just going and you're really just appreciating what Alaska has to offer, and that's what you're going to get, and that's the crowd you're going to attract here. So that's what you're going to get here. Here's a show here. This duet here, they sing really, really good, and they've done things like Motown. They've done the Bee Gees. They've done all kinds of different groups and whatnot, and they perform on all different floors, and they're really, really good. So I guess they just finished their performance right now. Here's something I'm not visiting. I haven't visited since I've been on board. There's been a lot of these jewelry stores and whatnot. There are you gotta have deep pockets to go in here. So, and you actually have to have deep pockets to be on a cruise ship, but you really gotta have deep pockets if you want to go in the time zone. And I can't even pronounce that other name. I'm not gonna even try. So that just shows you where. Hey, how you doing? All right. There's another passenger I met. So this is kind of like here, walking through a little outlet or something like that. And they have everything, kind of like a little store, selling water bottles and souvenirs and things like that.
Okay, so purchase them.
All right, but there's these two for you.
Just that and that.
No worries. Allow me to borrow $37.99.
So, like I said, this is kind of like, this is the photo gallery. We can, you know, get professionally done photos when you're on the cruise ship. And if it's a special occasion, you want to get that done with you and whoever, your family or significant other and whatnot. So this is what it's done here. Very computerized, digitally mastered to exactly how you want it. And like I said, this is probably on every other ship, but I'm just giving you some things about the Encore. Oh, there's a couple actually that's kind of bickering. So let me get away from them. So tonight, as I said, is October 1st, 2021. And this is where we're eating in the specialty restaurant. Now, when I say specialty restaurant, this is not, I repeat, not included in your general cruise package. The Cagney's Steakhouse, this is part of the at least 2 meal packages that you have to get if you decide to get the meal package. This is, I imagine, one classy place. I've actually not been in here because I wanted to surprise myself and kind of see what it looks like. But just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna walk in here a little halfway and just to see this is what a specialty restaurant looks like on the Encore. Very, very classy, very, very upscale. And there you have it. Obviously, since it's only 2:30 in the afternoon, it's gonna be serving dinner. They don't do lunch and they don't do breakfast. So this is kind of how it goes. Now, having said that, I wanna go to floor 7 where they have 2 complimentary, I repeat, complimentary restaurants that both of them are included in your package, so you don't have to spend a dime. And they are very classy. One is called the Manhattan, and the other one, the name escapes me right now, but I will get there and let you see that. But it's very, very, now as far as attire and whatnot, it's good to dress. You don't have to put, guys don't have to put on suit and tie. Women don't have to put up and dress or anything like that. But even when you go outside the specialty restaurants into the Manhattan and whatnot, I would suggest that you put on something nice just for the scenery, just to kind of respect the occasion, respect the moment. And, because of my elevator, I'm just going down one floor or one deck. Keep saying floor, deck. Okay, so, but I do want to show you how classy the Manhattan and this other restaurant is for free of charge. So, and they do sell breakfast. From what I understand, I think it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner in both of these particular restaurants. Here is the Manhattan room. Now, if somebody would have told me this is a specialty restaurant, I would have believed it. I cannot believe this classy looking and classy restaurant is absolutely complimentary. Now, when I say complimentary, you are paying for it when you pay for your cruise, but what I mean by complimentary is that you're not paying for it specialty, you're not paying extra for it. It is included in the price of your cruise. So look at this joint right here. This is a classy complimentary restaurant. Now it's closed now for lunch, but for dinner, it will be open. You do not have to make reservations. All you have to do is bring your room card in. They scan your room card. Now you really only can eat one meal here a day. They do let you get 2 appetizers, a entree, and then a dessert. So if there's soup, salad, or like shrimp, whatever's on the appetizers, you can get 2 of those if you like, and then you get your normal entree and then you get your dessert. But this is, like I said, to me, I think this is one of the most amazing parts of the Encore. I mean, the Manhattan room is absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And so I suggest the Manhattan room for sure, eating here. They have good food, and obviously the customer service is out of this world. So I'm going to take you to the sister, or the sister restaurant for the Manhattan, which is also complimentary, and the food here is even better, just as good actually. So I believe it is on the other side of the ship. So as I walk through, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to pass by some particular places, and you can see this is the casino. A lot of slot machines. Of course, like every casino has to have a bar. They have somewhat of big screen TVs. Now I can tell you this for you American, North American travelers and sports fans. They did show football games on Sunday, but they're mainly showing soccer. So you're not getting a lot of football games, you're not getting a lot of basketball games when the NBA season rolls around, and you're not getting a lot of baseball games. But it's just basically soccer here, but it's on every TV. Now they do have schedules that come out, and they'll kind of highlight and kind of feature what NFL game they play. But it's not like you're in Vegas to where you're just gonna walk around and just get, 40 different TVs and every NFL game is on a TV. It's not going to be like that. They're going to have one NFL game that comes on in the daytime, one NFL game that comes on at night, and then they will show the Monday night game. But once again, it's not at every bar you go into here. It's just kind of like, you know, here and there, you know, so, or wherever they have it designated. But once again, this is the casino, and it's a, you know, this is not just one side. They have a couple of sides to this, so, you know, it's, if you like that, if you can't wait till you get back to Vegas or Atlantic City or Commerce for you California, Southern California fans of mine, you can just come here to the Encore in the Norwegian, and you can get your fix on with your casino. Okay, so this is kind of like would be, I guess, the south side of the casino as you walk past this centerpiece here, this gorgeous centerpiece here, where you can see the north side. And it seems to be a little few more people here, complete with roulette wheels, blackjack tables, crap tables, everything. So they do have ATM machines here, so, you know, in case you, when you get off for your excursion and you want to maybe tip one of your drivers, or you want to use cash instead of a card, they do, like I said, you can go the ATM route. But once again, there's no place on here where you can use an ATM machine for cash. However, if you did want to tip your room attendant, that might be a good idea, because I would not try to tip your waiters and maitre d's and whatnot, because there are cameras out, and I'm not sure that they're supposed to accept tips, because like I said, the chips and, you know, gratuity is included in a lot of things that you do. So if you try to slip them a 20 like you're in, you know, some kind of place in LA or New York, they're not gonna, you know, it's not gonna look good, and they probably won't accept it. So but, you know, you can just tip your, you know, your room attendant in the room where there's no cameras, and then you can be good. Okay. Now, I'm actually on floor 7. You know, if I say floor one more time, just shoot me. This is deck 7. Now, but looking down, this is I'm going to show you the atrium, where I say you're going to be spending most of your time as far as entertainment is concerned. And let me come over here. I don't want to come over to anyone's back because it's pretty crowded up here. So I'm going to try to get a space to where I can see over and show you real quick. So this is looking down. This is someone that's doing some type of a contest. Maybe it's a trivia contest or whatnot. And these are the individuals sitting down on floor 6, right here. So you can actually sit on floor 7 and have you want to eat and drink and still enjoy the show without actually being on floor 6. So, like I said, this is floor 7, or deck 7, shoot me, deck 7 and deck 6 down there. Okay, now let me go past here I'm gonna go down to deck 6, so I want to show you the other restaurant. That's the sister restaurant for the Manhattan. So, and once again, I do want to apologize for my camera work, because even although I am aware that I'm doing this video, but I am just kind of sometimes when I'm not talking, I got the camera just swinging all over the place. So forgive me for that. I'm just gonna kind of roll with it. Deck 6. Everybody's getting on it, okay? All right. And let's see, I've been here for like 6 days on the ship, and I still don't know how to get to everything, but I will make an effort. So I will have to actually pass through the atrium, but this is very important. Now, this is a very important floor, very important deck on the ship, and this is where, in case when you get here, maybe there's a shore excursion that you want to take part in that you didn't do before you got on the ship, that is, you can do it here. It's always open, it seems like, And if it's not, they do have times right here, depending on what day of the cruise you're on, that can tell you exactly when it's open, and you can just go ahead and just take care of and add a short excursion, or even make an edit to one. Like maybe you want to, somebody's not going to go, or maybe you want to take one away and add another. You can do that too. Here they have the onboard credit station, and once again, this is all on deck 6. And if you want to change your credit card or anything like that, you can do it here, or your form of payment, you can do it right here on the onboard credit. Now, I will say this. One thing I did not know, it didn't really matter too much, but if you use a debit card as your main source of credit or your main source of payment on board this particular ship, then they will take or hold they would put $300 hold on your card. So if you come with a limited debit card and it has like, $700 or $500, and you think you have $700, and you get here and they put that $300 hold on you, you're going to be in the world of a surprise. But what that is for, in case you go over, they have somewhere to, kind of pull from. Here is guest services, where out of the 3, you'll probably spend more time here because you can do a lot of things here. Whatever you need to do, and you'll be able to do it at the guest service. So it's really good. I've spent a lot of time on this particular deck changing excursions and changing everything you really need, special requests and whatnot you can do. So here's the Starbucks I was telling you about. It's kind of like a walk-in front. This is the cruise next date. So there are people already here planning for their next cruise on Norwegian, not necessarily the Encore, but what they do is they have these particular special deals. And that's good marketing. You have everybody on board. They spend 7 days on board. They got good service, and they're kind of they're fired up and they're in the moment, and they're giving 30% off of next cruises, so you're catching them at a good time, and people are taking advantage of it. As you can see, the line has been all day like this. Now, it's not a large line, but it's been steady ever since like 9 this morning. So trust me, a lot of individuals will take advantage of this, planning their cruise up to 3 or 4 years in advance, and they have deals to where you can pay into it. You don't have to, pay for it all up once or in a 6-month time frame. This is for your restaurant reservations, specialty restaurants and whatnot. There is the nice attendant there. Hello. She's waving and everything. Had her mask on. Here's the thing about this. You're welcome. Here's the thing about this particular cruise ship. Now, once again, I don't know about the others, but I'm gonna tell you about this one. The crew, and that includes everyone from the captain down to the room attendant, they all wear masks, and their masks are uniform. They have the black N95 masks. They're all uniformed, and they have to keep that mask on all times unless they're in their room. As well as they cannot, I repeat, cannot leave the ship at any point. They are relegated to the ship while the passengers get off and go on their excursions. They have to stay aboard the ship. They are trying to limit, obviously, chance for COVID and outbreaks and whatnot. So that's how they're doing that. Now, I will say, let me say this before I forget. To get on the cruise ship, there's a couple of things you have to do as far as COVID is concerned. Now, here's what I did. I thought I was being smart, but it kind of backfired on me. But then I kind of found out later that it was a good idea. When I went to Kaiser, within 2 days before leaving on the cruise, I got a COVID test, and it came up negative. Because when you get to the check-in point in Seattle, they're going to administer a COVID test for you. Now, if you fail that COVID test, you guessed it right, they're not going to let you sail. And depending on the type of insurance you got, they may not be able to offer you a refund on that if you even indeed got the insurance. So once again, they will administer a test to you before you get on the ship. So another thing too is the test you can administer yourself. They do not have to stick that Q-tip all the way to your brain. It is something that you can do. You just swab the outer portion of your nose 5 or 6 times, and that's good enough. And then, most people, I didn't see anyone who failed the test. And I was in there with it seemed like about 50 people at a shot, and everybody was given the green light to get on. This is the social and comedy club. They also had the 90s dance off in here, the 70s and 80s and 60s, and there's all kind of things that go on here. I'm gonna pull the door open and see if it is open. So here it is. Nice little club in here. Like I said, they have a big screen here, dance, nice seating, nice placement for anything like that. There's another bar. Here's another lounge area. I think this must be to something else. It's nice. I've never been over here. So yeah, this is a nice little place here. Nice little lounge. Go anywhere on the ship. One thing they do have, obviously, in this COVID era we are in, everywhere you look, there are sanitation stations. And this is no different. The Purell. So right before it's like a reminder. When you come in, sanitize. They expect it. So this is a specialty restaurant. Well, let me tell you this. I never went here, but this is Coco's coffee and ice cream. This is not included in the package. Now you can go up to the buffet and get all the ice cream you want. It's probably not going to be as gourmet as this. This is kind of, like I say, this is something that, and it's not very expensive, but it's like I said, it's just not included in your package. And all you do, if you want to go in there and get a cupcake or some type of special ice cream swirl or whatever they have in there, and just give them your card and just take it off your card and you pay for it at the end of the cruise. So it's not like I don't have to tell most of y'all that. That's just how cruises work. This is the Benihana's, the Teppanyaki. This is a specialty restaurant. So this is like Benihana's. I'm gonna go in here since there's nobody here eating. They're getting ready for dinner. So, just like Benihana's. But just like I said, this is not included in your package. Okay. Nice size. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Look like 9 grills, unless there's something on the other side. No, they got about 12 or 13 grills. Plenty of time. You do have to make reservations for this though, just so that everybody doesn't come in all at once, and then so you can eat when you expect to eat. Since I am on deck 6, I want to show you how different it looks when you're traveling down below. Not only going about 25, 30 knots, but it just looks faster. Okay, I will get to that other restaurant that's just like Manhattan in a second. That is complimentary, and I am walking toward it right now. Here's a lot of artwork here. You can see a lot of them are sold. They have art shows here, and people actually come on here and they buy art. They love art, beautiful art. There's Lady Liberty right there. Some of them are sold, obviously some of them are not. Okay. So this is the restaurant here. It's called the Savoy. And once again, complimentary. Beautiful eatery, beautiful restaurant. As good as any you'll see in New York, LA, Chicago, Denver, you name it. Water view, cruise ship view, you name it, it's right there. Ate in here the very first night, so it was really, really good. So, other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I've been rambling on for 55 minutes. I kind of want to just, let me see. I don't want to go past an hour. So I just want to, let me see, I talked about the COVID testing. I talked about the different amenities, things about the ship and whatnot. And I think that that's going to be it. Of course, anything I did not cover, you can look it up online, look it up on their website. But I do want to close by saying I had such a wonderful time. And while I'm at it now, I do think I've thought of something else. If we have been absolutely, now, I don't want to scare anyone, but since we left Ketchikan yesterday, so I don't even think I went over the path we took. We left Seattle on Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon at 5 p.m. We sailed all day Saturday. We sailed all day Sunday. And then we docked at Icy Strait Point on Tuesday. We stayed there 9 hours, sailed another day, and 2 days actually, pulled into Juneau that next day and stayed there 8 hours, and then we pulled into Ketchikan, and then we're on our way back to Seattle. Now, there is an expected storm of 60 miles an hour with 60 mile an hour winds that absolutely, hit Ketchikan, and we were catching a little of the tail end of it as we were leaving. And all night long, even just till like about maybe an hour and a half ago, the boat was rocking, and this big man-made vessel is like, you wouldn't think that anything that can rock this thing, but it really wasn't rocking a lot. But some people were worried, and there were young people on here asking that. I heard them with my own 2 ears, that is this normal? Is something going to happen to the ship? But we didn't actually. And when we were asleep last night, you can kind of hear the creaking of the structure, and but it's I've actually, the first cruise I went on was actually worse. We were actually in a storm. This was just kind of like a wind kind of barrage, and this hit us, and the ship has really just absolutely stopped about an hour and a half ago, and we rocked for a good 12 hours or more. And people, like I say, people were worried. But I said all that to say that if you think you're going to be sick, especially if you're coming up to Alaska, because it rains a lot, it's windy a lot, take your Dramamine. Take your Dramamine the day, 24 hours before you leave, before you cruise, and then take another one 30 minutes before your cruise. So in other words, if your cruise ship leaves at 5 p.m., take one at 4:30 and then one 24 hours before. And then every day that you're going to cruise, take another Dramamine, and you should be okay. Because, like I said, it does rock a lot of times in this particular, these oceans. It's very windy. But like I say, it's just it's so big that it's not like you're on a fishing boat to where you feel every part of it. It's just a little sway here and there, sway in there. You can hear the wind blowing. So take your Dramamine, and you don't want to come all the way and pay your money on a cruise like this and then not be able to enjoy it because you're sick. So anyway, I am going to end this particular video here. I do have a podcast. My podcast is called Fabulous Forum Factor. That is my podcast that I have. You can find it on Spotify, Google Podcasts. You can find it on Castbox and things like that. Talk about general information. So I'm not a YouTuber or anything like that. I am a podcaster. So I did want to tell people information about this particular ship, the Encore. So I hope you enjoyed it. And if you do plan on going on an Alaska cruise on the Encore, at least you'll have a head up, straight up, from someone who just came back from a 7-day Alaskan cruise. So once again, my name is Kenneth Moultrie. You take care, and I'll see you again on another cruise. Bye.